Let's get something clear right now. A woman doesn't accidentally cheat. She didn't trip and fall into someone's bed. She climbed in with intention. She didn't make a mistake. She made a decision. Let that truth settle in your chest for a minute. Not to break you, but to wake you. She didn't slip, she scheduled it. There was no moment of confusion. No spontaneous loss of control. What happened was intentional, methodical, and timed like a business meeting. She didn't slip. She mapped it out. She told you she'd be working late. But that wasn't a lie born in the moment. That was the cover story she rehearsed days in advance. She chose her outfit with precision, right down to the scent, the lingerie, the attitude. She turned off her location, not because of a glitch, but because she didn't want to be found. She left your house smelling like cocoa butter and came back drenched in someone else's cologne. You're thinking, she must have been going through something. Maybe she got caught up in emotion. No, brother. She was calm, composed, calculated. This wasn't chaos. This was choreography. It wasn't a moment of weakness. It was a decision, made with clarity, dressed up with deception. And the hardest pill, she knew exactly what she was doing to you, and did it anyway. Women don't cheat impulsively, they cheat intentionally. It's not sloppy or messy. It's silent, methodical, and often invisible until it's far too late. If you're sitting there thinking she didn't mean to, you're not protecting her, you're protecting your illusion of her. Understand this. When a woman steps out, it's not because she lost her mind. It's because for a moment, she made up her mind. If you stay, she won't stop. She'll just get smarter. Let's be real. The first time she did it, it was a risk. But when she saw how easily you forgave her, something shifted. She didn't see strength in your patience. She saw permission. Now, she knows the blueprint. Lie. Cry. Apologize. Say the right things, maybe sleep with you that night to reconnect. Boom, cycle reset. But here's the brutal truth. The second time won't look like the first. She'll move quieter. She'll cover her tracks better. No more cologne trails, no more working late. She'll calibrate. She'll evolve. She'll outsmart you. Because she's learned two things. How to cheat. That you'll still be there afterward. Now you're not the man she once respected. You're a soft place to land. A man who'll absorb the betrayal and call it growth. Her friends? They know. Her next man? He'll know he's sleeping with someone who has zero fear of consequences. And worst of all, you stayed hoping things would get better. But all you did was prove that you'll tolerate being broken. Staying doesn't make you strong. It makes you available for more damage, more lies, and more silence. And here's the part that cuts deep. If she knows she can get away with it, why would she ever stop? So let's kill the narrative that staying makes you noble. Because in her eyes, it doesn't make you strong. It makes you available for more damage. You're not just risking your relationship, you're risking your life. Most men, when they get cheated on, focus on the heartbreak and start thinking about how to fix the relationship. But the truth is, you should be thinking about how to protect your health. She didn't just have a moment with another man. She shared spit, sweat, potentially, infections, and God knows what else. And now she's coming home, kissing you like nothing happened. This isn't just betrayal, it's biological roulette. You're sitting there considering second chances. Meanwhile, she might have brought home a silent virus and called it growth or just a mistake. And let's get real. If she comes up pregnant and you weren't the only one in the picture, you better hit pause before you start buying onesies. Because I love you doesn't mean that baby shares your DNA. Look, forgiveness is one thing, but self-preservation? That's non-negotiable. If you're going to rebuild anything, start with your boundaries, and maybe get yourself tested while you're at it. She may have already gifted you a silent virus. Women who cheat rarely respect the men who forgive them. You took her back. She's not grateful. She's watching you differently now, and not in a good way. You thought that meant healing, redemption, starting fresh. But pay attention to the shift. Watch how she speaks to you now. Suddenly, you're too emotional. You're insecure. You're still hung up on the past. She's not sorry. She's annoyed you still remember. Because in her mind, the chapter is closed. And if she can get you to shut up about it, she gets to rewrite the story in her favor. She's not apologizing anymore. She's annoyed. Not because she's ashamed, but because you still care enough to feel hurt. And now, she doesn't see a man who forgave her. She sees a man who let it slide. She wants you to move on, not because the relationship needs healing, but because she needs to forget it. So next time, she can do it with a cleaner conscience. And here's the hardest truth. You didn't save the relationship. You sacrificed your self-respect to keep the peace. But peace without respect is just silence before the next storm. And that's the quiet part no one says out loud. Most women don't respect the man who let them betray him. Not deeply. Not fully. You didn't save the relationship. You sacrificed your self-respect at the altar of second chances. And the danger in that, she learns she can hurt you and still keep access to you. That's not love. That's leverage. Cheating for her might just be a thrill. But for you, it's a slow death of pride, peace, and power. Let her go. Let the streets collect their own. And if you do it with silence, strength, and no theatrics, watch how fast her pride crumbles. And fellas, let's not be hypocrites either. Don't demand loyalty you're not willing to give. You can't be out here cheating, playing reckless, and then act outraged when a woman mirrors your behavior. Be the standard you expect.